So, hello everyone. We're the Lemon Shark Research Group here at the Island School. I'm Kira.
I'm Emma.
I'm Paul.
I'm Nina.
Got it. I'm Brandon.
And we are focusing on the effects of predator and prey abundance on juvenile lemon shark abundance here in the mangrove creeks of South Eleuthera. So a little background information is that sharks are apex predators, and it's generally accepted that in marine ecosystems they're run or controlled from the top down. And this means that top oceanic predators and apex predators such as sharks play a vital role in maintaining biodiversity and balance in the food chain, as well as preventing trophic cascades in marine ecosystems. In the upper right-hand corner, that is a picture of a tiger shark, which is an example of an apex predator. And this diagram down at the bottom displays an example that's occurring in the Chesapeake Bay of a trophic cascade. On the left, you see a sandbar shark, which is a top oceanic predator in that ecosystem. And their population has been on the decline in the Chesapeake Bay, which has caused the population of their prey, which are rays, to drastically increase. And then because the rays have been increasing in the Chesapeake, their prey, which are scallops, have been declining. And this is an example of a trophic cascade that's occurring there. And this is throwing off the balance of that marine ecosystem. So since the 1950s, when the research started, there has been a 90% decrease in shark populations around the globe, which is a huge problem, like I said, because apex predators play such a key role in marine ecosystems. And their declines have been largely due to overfishing and the shark fin industry. You can see on the bottom right-hand corner an example of shark fins that have been cut off of sharks for shark fin soup. There are specific reasons why sharks are so vulnerable to pressures of humans, such as overfishing. And one of these reasons is that sharks don't reach sexual maturity until a very late age. They actually don't reproduce until they're about 12 to 14 years old, which puts them at a disadvantage because chances are that when they get caught off of bycatch or fished out for the shark fin industry, chances are they haven't had the opportunity to reproduce, which is a problem because that means that they haven't had the opportunity to replenish their populations at the rate they've been fished. Another problem, and that puts them at a disadvantage to human pressures, is that they have K-selected life characteristics, meaning that these sharks don't reproduce very often, and even when they do reproduce, they have very small litter sizes. This image is a picture that displays lemon shark vulnerability in a mangrove creek here on South Eleuthera. This is a juvenile lemon shark, and it remains in the mangrove creek for 6 years of its juvenile life.
Shark fishing is now illegal in the Bahamas. In 1993, there was a ban on longlining, which is an extremely popular type of fishing. And in 2011, there was a moratorium put over sharks, meaning that sharks in the Bahamas, there was a ban on fishing and exporting of sharks. So people have begun sanctuaries. In the left-hand corner, you can see a picture of a sanctuary in the Marshall Islands, which is one of the most recent ones. And then on the right, there's a picture of a hammerhead shark caught in a net, and this is an example of bycatch. Tourism makes up 60% of the GDP in the Bahamas, and sharks play a large role in this in tourism. As you can see down in the right-hand corner, there's a picture of diving with sharks, which is a main tourist attraction. And also coastal development due to tourism, it negatively impacts their habitats. But here in Eleuthera, we don't see as much development as in many places, so we decided to focus our study on natural variables instead of human influence. So predators, it has been shown that predators affect the habitat and diet of many species. In the mangrove creeks, predators, there's a high abundance of predators. This is a limiting factor because there's not as much opportunity for the lemon sharks to catch their prey. And if there are less predators in the mangrove creek, then there's more opportunity for them to catch the prey. And if you see in the bottom left-hand or right-hand corner, there's a yellowfin mohara, which is an example of a lemon shark prey. Lemon sharks exhibit natal site fidelity, which means that in the first 3 to 6 years of their life, they stay in or around the creek systems in which they were born, and they also come back to these creek systems to pup.
Our null hypothesis, or what we predicted would happen in this study, was that we thought prey abundance would affect lemon shark abundance more than predator abundance in the mangrove creeks in South Eleuthera. And our alternate hypothesis, which is the opposite of our null hypothesis, was that predator abundance would affect lemon shark abundance greater than prey abundance.
So for our study, we were looking at several mangrove creeks across South Eleuthera. There are 4 of them on the Rock Sound side, and then 6 of them on the Exuma Sound side. And on the Rock Sound side, it's much shallower than on the Exuma Sound side, and so that means that we can observe lemon sharks in 2 distinct environments. One of the methods we use is drumline. It's basically, we have a weight with a rope going up, and then we have a float on that, and then a line going across to a float, and then we have a hook on it. And that's baited, and the hook looks like this. It hangs down, and then we have the bait on the bottom on the hook. And we use those to measure the predator densities of the lemon sharks at the mouth of the creeks by placing 3 of these drum lines at 250 meters between them at the mouth of every creek, and then we catch predators on those that would be looking for juvenile lemon sharks. Another method we use is seine nets. Seine nets are basically large nets with weights on the bottom that we put across the mouth of a creek. And we place them at high tide, and then as the tide goes out, everything that's in the creek basically gets caught in the net, and then we can use that to measure prey abundances as well as juvenile lemon shark abundance. And then we use survey lines, which are lines we string across a creek with 10 of those hooks placed on it with bonita on the hook, and we use that to measure juvenile lemon shark abundance in a given creek. So once we catch a shark, we work up the shark, which means we take DNA and RNA samples, which go in cases like this. We also measure the shark by taking PCL, total length, fork length, and stretch length of the shark. And then we place external and internal tags on the shark. So as you can see from that picture in the bottom right, we have placed a tag on the outside, and then we've taken a DNA sample from the top of the fin, which we place in those vials that I talked about.
So this is a graph of lemon shark abundance dependent on prey abundance. And lemon shark abundance is measured in catch per unit effort, which basically means sharks per hook per hour. And prey abundance is measured in catch per seine net. And the p-value of this graph was 0.915, which is extremely high, and basically shows that there's no relationship between lemon shark abundance and prey abundance.
This graph is lemon shark abundance dependent on predator abundance, and as you can see, there is lemon shark abundance goes down as predator abundance goes up, and the predators that this data is being gathered from is tiger sharks, black tip sharks, large adult lemon sharks, and Caribbean reef sharks. And the p-value for this graph is 0.008, which shows that this data is statistically significant.
So this graph shows mean catch per unit effort on the y-axis and location on the x-axis. And the red bars are lemon shark abundance, and the blue bars are predator abundance. And this graph clearly shows the negative correlation between predator abundance and lemon shark abundance. As you can see at a creek-like page, there's a very high lemon shark abundance and a low predator abundance. But then at creeks like Plum and Wems's Bight, there's a high predator abundance and almost no lemon sharks. And so this caused us to reject our null hypothesis and accept our alternative, and come to the conclusion that predators are the limiting factor of lemon shark abundance.
So this data that we collected that suggests that predators are the limiting factor to lemon sharks is supported by peer-reviewed literature. And on the right is a picture of an adult lemon shark caught on one of our drum lines. And on the left is a tiger shark recently released from one of our drum lines. So this is a picture of a lemon shark we caught off Kemps Creek. And we caught it again 3 weeks later, and it had this bite mark in its fin, which shows that there is predation pressure on these juvenile sharks. So in the future, we can use this data to determine which creeks around South Eleuthera are most important to conserve. And because we've determined that the creeks on the Exuma side have higher predator abundance, we can then determine that the creeks on the Rock Sound side are most important to conserve for the health of these juvenile lemon sharks. And lastly, we'd like to thank our awesome advisors, Ian and Mike, and also interns Robbie and Brandon for all their help and support throughout this semester.
We'd like to thank you for your time, and now we're wondering if any of you have any questions for us. Right over there.
Did any of these sharks get aggressive with you at all?
No, the sharks don't get aggressive with us. Sometimes they can get stressed out and they get a little blotchy. But when they do, we just try to speed up our process to make sure they're as comfortable as possible.
What do you do with the DNA and RNA samples?
Oh, the question was, what do we do with the DNA and RNA samples?
Our advisor, Ian, is looking at the DNA RNA samples just to analyze growth rates, basically. Yes?
Is it enforced, the not catching sharks? Is it very enforceable around here?
Not particularly, I don't think.
Well, how they do it is it's illegal to export sharks, and what they do here with customs is they look through every single package that's exported, because they tax the customs, and that's how they make money. And so there's really no one in the Bahamas that wants to buy a shark, so there's really no reason to fish for them if you can't export them.
You back there.
What's the mortality rate when you do catch a shark on the line? Is it high, low?
The question was what's the mortality rate, and it's extremely, extremely low. We haven't lost one the whole semester. I don't think our research advisors have ever lost one either.
What kind of predators are you observing? We're looking at tiger sharks, black tip sharks, large nurse sharks, which they won't eat the lemon sharks, but because of their size, the lemon sharks can consider them as predators, and also carboonic sharks, and adult lemon sharks.
Does shark need a delicacy?
So the question was, is shark meat a delicacy?
Yeah.
Well, there is a major industry for shark fins, which is occurring mainly in China, which is shark fin soup. And it is considered a delicacy there, but it really doesn't have any nutritional or taste value. So, yeah. Any other questions? Well, thank you for your time.